Hey everybody, Bones here, Bones Garage, just bringing the update what's going on at the garage. So, 1999 Jeep Cherokee Sport Edition. This truck had a bunch of wiring harness issues. Well, let's start from over here. We ended up pulling out the whole fuse block because when we first got it, this fuse right there, every time you would plug into it, you would plug the fuse in, it would blow the fuse. Now the problem is that fuse is linked into all of his dashboard gauges, all of his interior lights, everything in there is hooked up to that fuse. So you had no dashboard, you had no speedometer, no oil pressure, no water temperature, nothing, everything, nothing at all worked. Well, we got to looking, we took the whole dashboard all apart and started from the dashboard and worked our way forward and back from there. We got down there on the kick panel where the secondary fuse block that's underneath that kick panel is. We unplugged it. Once we unplugged it, we started tracing from the main fuse panel under the hood to that fuse panel and found there was no short there. Then we unplugged it from there to the dashboard. And we found that from that plug to the dashboard, there was no short. That plug and that wiring also goes through and to his lights. So we again unplugged from the lights and the fuse block down there and checked all the wiring. Everything was good there. Then we get to the back of the truck and we checked off on this set of wires to his lights in the rear. And see that pink wire? That's the wire that powers all of this stuff. So it powers it's all the power to the dashboard, all the power to the interior and the courtesy lights. We're going through. We found that the power had a problem from this wire to the kick panel fuse block down here. Then we went from there to here and we were checking everything and we pulled all of the panels inside here. So we pulled this panel, pulled all these panels out, and what we found is somebody had put rock lights inside the wheel wells. In other words, if you're out at night wheeling, you turn these lights on so you can see what rocks your wheels are hitting. Well, they had put a screw up into the floor, and that screw, if it was an 1/8 or a 1/16 of an inch to the left or to the right, would have missed the wiring harness. It ended up catching the wiring harness right there. And you can see, actually you can kind of see the wiring harness right there. The screw came up and just caught the wiring harness and cut open a couple of wires, and that's what was causing all of the problems with the electrical. And if you look in here, you'll see the wiring and you'll see the rock lights. See the screw we took out over here? There was a screw right over here that we took out and moved, and that was the screw that was causing the problem. There's another rock light right there that they use. So, yeah, got to be careful when you're sending those screws in. Once we got everything fixed, we went ahead, started up the truck, and found that all of the gauges were now working, except for his oil pressure gauge. It just read 10 pounds all the time. As soon as you turn the key on, that oil pressure gauge would just go right up to 10 pounds and stay there. See, now it goes down to 0 where it's supposed to be. What we found there was somebody had replaced the pigtail. Your oil pressure sensor is right here. Somebody had replaced this pigtail right here. And you can see we have it all undone right now. But somebody replaced that pigtail, and when they replaced it, they got the wiring backwards. So what it ended up doing was ruining the sending unit for the gauge. So we cut all the wiring out, rewired it, got a new sending unit, put it in, and fixed his oil pressure gauge. So now he has everything working. All the electrical now works in this truck. All the stock electrical, I should say, now works in this truck. So there you go. That was a big one. A lot of work. Took most of the day to find that one short. Probably got about 6 hours into just finding that one short, and a couple more hours into the oil pressure and why it wasn't working. So now he has it. He now has his fuel gauge working. His voltmeter works. The speedo, the RPM works. The tach, the speedo works. Oil pressure and his water temperature all now work. So there you go, guys. Another truck done. Woohoo! Love wiring issues. I absolutely love playing with wiring issues. Don't know why. I'm a glutton for punishment, but I love electrical problems. Alrighty, have a good one. Talk to you soon. Okay, bye.